Uganda is a country endowed with so much beauty, fertile soils, and with hard-working as well as an industrious population. The country's potential to produce and feed the rest of Africa has never been doubted. But potential alone does not bring food on the table, improve the economy, or eradicate systematic poverty.
In Pallisa, I want really to say that people shouldn't get scared within one time when we shall be starting to eat bread, because food in itself is getting lost.
There is a rapid population growth from a mere 6 million at the dawn of independence in 1962 to about 34 million people today. While 66% of Uganda depends on agriculture and it employs 80% of Uganda's workforce, the sector is getting marginalized in terms of funding. Between 2009 to 2012-2013, the sector has received an average of 3 to 4% of the national budget.
We have fisheries, we have agriculture, we have veterinary, and this production office to coordinate them. We got 64 million for the whole year.
This is way below the Maputo Protocol that calls for a 10% funding to agriculture, for which Uganda is a signatory. If the Maputo Protocol is followed to the letter, it would help the women who are engaged in agriculture a great deal.
Can we trace budget lines that are addressing women's specific needs? Because if you don't address the needs, if there are no hospitals, women are going to spend a lot of time trying to find health care. If you don't address the issues around water, they are going to spend a lot of time fetching water. But this is the labor you are relying on, because you have deliberately refused to invest into improved technology for production. But also the human labor which is there is wasted on so many other aspects.
This sector, which is the mainstay of the economy, is largely driven by women who produce 80% of the food and provide 72% of agricultural labor. However, the methods of tilling the land have not changed in much of rural Uganda. Production is still being done just like our forefathers did, with crude methods that can hardly add value or volumes.
We are in a climate change, where rainy season is occasionally compressed. That means if the farmers catch up with the season, since we depend on rain-fed agriculture mainly, you need to open your land as fast as possible. To do that, you need a tractor. I think a district like this one has it 1 or 2 tractors if they are functional. But we have 100, I told you, we have 136, 823 farmers. If we were to use, even if you are using 3 farmers a tractor a day, what happens?
This is not to say that the government does not care. No, it does not get it. There is a general feeling that when you support other sectors like roads and energy, you will have indirectly funded agriculture, which is totally untrue.
If you don't specifically identify the infrastructure needed to promote agricultural productivity, such as ensuring that irrigation systems work in this country, not only at a large scale but also at a very small scale. If you don't ensure that actually you have food silos, that when our farmers produce in large quantities, there is somewhere where they can store this product to stabilize the prices. If we don't put a mechanism like a marketing infrastructure, for example, to ensure that people know where they can get the right prices, then it will demoralize our farmers to grow more crops in the next season.
Agriculture as a sector is slowly bouncing back, but to accelerate this progress, the following have to be put into consideration by government. Establish an agriculture credit bank facility targeting small-scale farmers. Set up a special fund for input subsidies earmarked for all farmers. Allocate 10% of agriculture budget to support women farmers who contribute 80% to Uganda's food produce. Invest in small-scale irrigation to guarantee a regular supply of water for crop production. Invest and subsidize fertilizers for farmers, especially small-scale farmers.